I'm Katie, and I'm from Wisconsin, where it's freezing cold 9 months out of the year. And I think weather patterns produce a certain kind of people. We're indoorsy people. We're crafty and creative. And I think this is best evidenced by our serial killers. Jeffrey Dahmer, he was from Milwaukee. He was an indoorsy fella. He met his friends in bars. They went back to his house to play games. And then he prepared them for winter by pickling them. Very indoorsy. Now, Ted Bundy, he's a warm weather guy. He met his friends in parks. They went for hikes. And then he buried them. Very outdoorsy. Ed Gein, he was from northern Wisconsin. He inspired the horror movies Psycho and Silence of the Lambs. I lived about 45 minutes away from him. I know, very cool. And Ed Gein was so Wisconsin. In our high schools, we learned the important shit, like sewing and how to use tools. And in gym, we learned how to bowl. Well, Ed Gein was an amazing seamstress. He made purses out of the skin of his friends, and then he made matching belts out of their nipples. Had I gotten my hands on those, I would have marketed them as, guess who? They'd come with a bio, they'd be originals. This is Susie Q. She worked at the Piggly Wiggly. And, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a lot of people think that that movie is about Ed Gein, but everyone in Wisconsin knows that if you're gonna saw up bones, you're gonna use a circular saw, not a chainsaw. And that movie should have been called Wisconsin Circular Saw Crafter. California killers, they're just lazy and unimaginative. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, he didn't bother to make his friends into accessories. And Charles Manson, he's in prison for killing people he didn't even murder. He outsourced his dirty work. He wasn't an artist like Ed Gein. Ed Gein had a box of bedazzled vulvae. Vulvae is plural for vagina bones. I have allergies, and I think cosmetics should be tested. I think they should be tested on prisoners. We'd have snitch lipstick and rapist blush, and my skincare line would be called Can't Break Out. Perfumes would be named after prisons, like Sing Sing, a scent that might last a lifetime. And 10% of the profits would go back to the prisons for classes on the important shit, like pickling and sewing. I'm Katy Weingarton. Be safe out there.
Katy Weingarton.